is this probably the happiest you've been?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Hey guys, Sam Billings here, and this is a day in the life of a Big Bash International. I think from a lifestyle point of view, as we'll probably go through today, yeah, off the pitch as well. Like, there's so much pressure on the field, and but you spend most of the time actually off the field, and to be able to enjoy life, enjoy the experience. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. So, young family now, so to enjoy this every single day around training is a pretty simple one for me. So, really happy to be here. It'll be a great season. We've got a great group of players. So, yeah, just really looking forward to being back. I think everyone's happier in the sun, I'll be honest. It's, yeah, get up this morning, went for a bit of a jog and walk along here, got a coffee. So, yeah, just things like that. I think it puts you in a really good headspace to start the day. And yeah, like I said, it's just, you don't need to sell it to me. I don't think you need to sell it to anyone. It's one of the best cities in the world. So, just really happy to be here. I think the Australians, especially around cricket, you have to earn the respect, you have to work hard, you have to, you know, perform as well. And thankfully, like, I've always enjoyed a really good time here on and off the field, and that started from kind of club cricket back then. And so I've always loved it. I love the culture over here, I love the people, and yeah, that's why I keep coming back. I mean, as long as they'll have me. I'll be honest, Australian coffees, you know, the only place to rival it would be New Zealand. And New Zealand was phenomenal. And Australians don't like that. There's a bit of rivalry there, but yeah, I think Australia and New Zealand are the best that I've had from a consistency point of view. The last 2 years at Brisbane, absolutely loved, and I think the transformation as a side, as a kind of franchise that we turned around, basically. You know, they were struggling before, and that was a huge shift in terms of culture. Myself, Colin Munro, and obviously Tall Paul. I think the three of us kind of brought a different energy and a different kind of focus. It was very Queensland-based previously, and you know, Nathan McSweeney I know he's a Queensland boy, but has gone off to Saka, Spencer the same. You know, there was a few more kind of different opinions, and I think that is why probably you saw the improvement. Still had a really good core base of the Heat from a Queensland point of view, and but there was a full buy-in and a full team effort. So I'm very proud of the last 2 years that I had at the Heat, and look, I'll be honest, like. You know, there were obviously conversations with the kind of pre-signing, and they went for Colin, and then the opportunity came up to rejoin the Thunder that, you know, I have a natural affinity to. I think Western Sydney, like I said, has played a huge part in my career, a really important part in my career. So when that opportunity arose, it was very hard to turn down. And for me, kind of locking in to like a project for a certain period of time is something that I really wanted. So yeah, we're off to Coogee, so Bondi to Coogee. Normally I walk it, but today we're going to drive, and we're doing a bit of media with James Vince, obviously a really good friend of mine, and he's playing for the Sixers again, to discuss the big Sydney rivalry of obviously Thunder and the Sixers. So looking forward to seeing him and discuss everything about the Sydney Smash. For us as international players coming to the Big Bash, how we get treated and looked after is phenomenal, and you really are made to feel at home. Obviously a long way from home over here for us, and away over Christmas, so it can be quite a challenging time for players, but that's where I think the Big Bash, I wouldn't want to spend, if I'm not at home, I wouldn't want to spend it anywhere else, like Australia at Christmas. but yeah, like I said, how we get looked after is amazing. It really is. So, you know, the car allows you to get around and explore a bit. And then obviously accommodation and everything like that. You came and saw, you know, 200 meters from the beach. So yeah, that's a big part of any time you play for any overseas tournament.
Are you able to switch off when, like, it's not cricket time? So when we're doing stuff like this, so when we're going to the beach, getting your coffee,
Yeah.
do you feel like you can switch off completely, or do you feel like you're always kind of on?
Well, I do now. When you have a little 9-month-old little girl, she that's the great kind of life perspective that something like that gives you. It allows you to switch off even when you're thinking about cricket and you want to think about it. It forces you to. But I think it's a journey around that stuff, and it sounds a bit hippie and a bit kind of funny, but it's so true. Like, things like that take time to realise. Back in the day, I think I really struggled to switch off and struggled to put things into perspective sometimes, and you get so engrossed, you so want to do well for yourself but also for the team, that you struggle to kind of lose that. You see, there's the windscreen wiper that I was talking about. But I think, yeah, over time you learn to be able to deal with that, and I'm definitely a lot better at managing myself away from cricket now. One of the best cricket grounds in Sydney, this. I played here for Penrith Club Cricket on a Saturday, and during the lunch break we went for a swim. It was unbelievable. Only time I've ever played club cricket and you go for a swim at lunch break. I mean, like from a class point of view, Vincey's up there as one of the best kind of overseas signings that you can possibly make. Guaranteed runs that, you know, not many people have. He really is that kind of quality player, and he's done it all around the world now. So, yeah, I think you talk about continuity and culturally, what the Sixers have kind of been the basis of their success. It's been down to players like him and being a real part of that core. So, yeah, he's a quality player. We know that, and just hope he doesn't get any runs against the Thunder this year. I see him get enough runs against Kent at home. So yeah, hopefully he misses out against us. But yeah, quality player.
Boys. One of you maybe want to lean on another shoulder or something like that. Cross your legs over. One of you cross your legs over.
You cross your legs over.
Okay, thanks, boy.
Perfect. Cheers, guys. So off to play paddle. So only just started coming into Australia paddle as well. It is massive at home. Everyone's addicted to it. So. You got the perfect weather for it over here, so for people who haven't seen it, hopefully it's a great game that, you know, obviously four players play, and it's very, very sociable, so I think it's taking over. I think Djokovic said it in an interview a while back, is that tennis needs to seriously worry about paddle because it's so popular. So, because obviously here, I think Australia, one of Australians' biggest sports is tennis, isn't it? So it has all the makings of becoming popular over here. England versus Australia, is it? Hey. If you keep this energy up for half an hour, good luck. Hey!
Oh, what a piece of that.
Vamos, vamos, vamos! Yeah. No. That's in, isn't it? That's in! It's cold in the fridge, isn't it? Yeah. See you, mate.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm exhausted.
Who impressed you there?
I think everyone, I mean, obviously the pro, whenever you play with better players, I think at any sport you realise, and you learn a lot as well. So I think that's the great thing about padel compared to, you know, a lot of sports, certainly tennis or squash, for example. Like, if you play against someone better or way worse than you, it can be a waste of time for both people. Whereas there, actually everyone's pretty, you know, you've got pro playing with Davey, who's played a few times before, but a very good tennis player. And then Bondi and I play a little bit. But like, on a day off, I'll either go for a walk, play paddle, play golf, something like that. So it's still active, you're still getting some time in the legs. I just won't play that. If I've got a game the day before, I probably won't play the day before because it's still quite taxing. So generally it's if you've got a couple of days off, you go and play paddle. So people think they know you from the cricket, but they actually don't at all. So I think that's one of the positive sides, one of the few positive sides of social media, I suppose, is that it allows a little bit more access to different people. I think I'm pretty positive, you know, definitely kind of glass half full kind of guy. Always tried to look at the positive in life. Definitely competitive. I think even whether it's golf, paddle, whatever, like if there's a kind of competition side of anything, I want to win, and that's definitely a part of who I am. I just cannot switch it off, unfortunately. Family's always been very important to me, and now obviously got my own little one. I think, yeah, family would definitely be, a lot revolves around that. Rightly so, but yeah, that's always been a very important part for me. Like, how you want people to perceive you is very different to how you see yourself, I think. Like, also, I think when you get older, you realise, and you can probably put this in actually, but when you get older, you realise that, you know, I think certainly I went through a period of time where, especially probably with the job, this comes with it a little bit, you worry about what people think about you, and, you know, whether it's teammates or just generally fans or people around cricket. But then as you get older, you realise that actually no one cares. in a really positive way, like, it actually, everyone's got so much going on in their own lives that you realise that, you know, you just do things that you enjoy, what's important to you, so family, the things away from cricket that you value, and you stick to those things as opposed to trying to please, probably. Certainly, like, I look back at part of my career where, certainly when I was playing international cricket consistently, I was just trying to please everyone, and it wasn't getting the best out of myself, and you end up falling short on kind of numerous, you don't probably perform to the level you'd like to. And you certainly don't enjoy it as much. So I think as soon as you get older and you get to know yourself probably a bit more, just a lot more settled off the field as well. So all of those things intertwined, you realise, yeah, what's important. And that perspective, definitely, having a little one, everyone says it to you and they're like, yeah, it'll change your life, but you don't really realise to the extent, which in a hugely positive way. So it's amazing, like, you see so many players as well, and this is probably what captaincy's taught me more than anything, is people quickly go, oh, well, he's not getting runs, or he's not bowling well, and, you know, this. Actually, how many people ask or know, you know, partner at home, they might might be going through a divorce or whatever. You know, your kid's been sick all week or whatever. But no one, you know, all those things really play a part. And so that's where those conversations around captaincy and knowing your players and getting to know people and checking in on the person as opposed to necessarily the athlete, I think that's really important. Probably the most important thing. Clear head. If you haven't got a clear head, you got no hope. So yeah.
Is this probably the happiest you've been?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Can you wave? Can you wave, baby? So this is Ivie. Can you look at the camera? Yeah, clapping. Clapping. So, no, it's pretty cool. I think that's one of the best things about the Big Bash for me is that it allows you to bring them away. Sarah and the little one. So she seems pretty happy to be here as well, which is great. No, she's been phenomenal like this. I'll be honest, she's obviously playing up to the camera a little bit, but she's normally like this, so we're very lucky that she's been great. And then moving around a lot now, like crawling. And it's funny, Joe Denley, who's a great mate of mine, plays at Kent, has obviously played in the Big Bash quite a bit as well. He said it's amazing when you have kids, how it changes your perspective, but it really helps your cricket. And a few weeks later, I got my first 20-20 100, did the old baby rock celebration. So I think the biggest thing is, regardless of whether you have a good day or bad day when it comes to cricket, you come home and she'll give you a wave, she'll smile, she doesn't care. So yeah, it just puts everything into a bit of perspective. You really are pouting for the camera, aren't you? So, no, it is the best thing ever. I've always wanted to be a dad, and yeah, very, very lucky. And the reason why she's like this is because of Sarah. So, yeah, we're very lucky. So, it's definitely helps your cricket, but I think it just different part of your life. Look at this hair. But yeah, it's the best thing ever. Yeah, we're talking about you, not to you, okay? And that is a day in the life of a BBL International away from the game. I hope you've enjoyed it and hope I've given a little bit of insight with Ivie into what it's like away from the game.